Hello everyone, in today's math challenge, we will look at this Diophantus age question. Diophantus of Alexandria was a famous Greek mathematician who lived around 250 years AD. He has contributed significantly to the development of algebra. Many later mathematicians regard him as the creator of algebra. It might not be true, but his contribution to this field was absolutely phenomenal. Apart from several books he has published, another famous thing about Diophantus is actually his tombstone epitaph, which is a classic riddle about his age. Of course, it was written in Greek language, and it can be translated as below. 1/6 of his life was his boyhood. That means over the first 1/6 of his life, he was a boy. And 1/12 more of his life was his youth. So over the next 1/12 of his life, he was a young man. And 1/7 of his life was spent as a bachelor. So that means over the next 1/7 of his life, he was a young adult. And 5 years after his marriage, his son was born. And unfortunately, his son only lived to be half of Diophantus' life. And 4 years after his son's death, Diophantus also died. So just based on the statements above, can you calculate how many years Diophantus has lived for? To commemorate this great mathematician and acknowledge his contributions to the mathematical world, can I suggest you to use algebra method to solve this question? And you can pause this video here and spend as much time as you need, and then we come back for the answer. Okay, let's have a look at the answer together. Because we are using algebra method here, the first step is to set the age of Diophantus as x. And then we can interpret each of these statements. So firstly, he has spent x over 6 years as a boy. And then he spent x over 12 years as a young man. And then he has spent x over 7 years as a single adult. And between his marriage and the time his son was born, it was another 5 years. And between the time his son was born and the time his son died, it was another x over 2 years. And then he lived another 4 years before his own death. So as you can see, these 6 items are actually the splitting of Diophantus' life. So that means if we add these 6 items, it should be equal to Diophantus' age, which is x. So we can build up this equation. X over 6 plus x over 12 plus x over 7 plus 5 plus x over 2 plus 4 is equal to x. And from here, to solve this equation, it's mainly about how to simplify these 4 fractions, because they have different denominators, and if you want to add them together, you have to make it the same. However, there is a quick trick here. For the first 2 items, x over 6 plus x over 12, it is a bit like 1 over 6 plus 1 over 12. So we can simply do it in this way. 1 over 6 is equal to 2 over 12, plus 1 over 12 is equal to 3 over 12 is equal to 1 over 4. So that means the first 2 items can be converted to x over 4. And then plus x over 7 plus x over 2, we can merge 5 and 4 into 9, plus 9 is equal to x. So now we only need to combine these 3 smaller fractions. And then we need to find the smallest common multiple of these 3 numbers, which is very easy, should be 28. And then we can just convert these 3 fractions individually to make their denominator as 28. For example, the first one, we just multiply 7 on both top and bottom to make it 7x over 28. And the second one, we can multiply 4 on the top and bottom to make it 4x over 28. And the last one, we can multiply 14 to make it 14x over 28. Okay, so now we have got these 3 fractions with the common denominator. We can just simply add the 3 tops together. Okay, it's equal to 25x over 28 plus 9 is equal to x. And from here, it is more straightforward. Just move this 25x over 28 to the right side. It will be x minus 25x over 28, x minus 25 over 28x is equal to 3 over 28x is equal to 9. And we can simplify this 3 and 9 to make it 1 and 3. So x is equal to 3 times 28 is equal to 84. So 84 is the final answer, which is the age of Diophantus. So it is quite interesting. We use the algebra method developed by Diophantus to solve the riddle about his age. It is full of fun. Thank you very much.